Hey everybody, it's Jake here from JSM Electric. Welcome to my office. We're going to do a fun little unboxing video for you today. Got a new tool in here that I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully it's going to be a real time saver for me. It's the Milwaukee M12 cable stapler. Let's get after it. Use my handy dandy Cobra Tech out the end knife. Use it for everything. Greatest knife I've ever owned. Get these tapes cut. It's always the fun part, anticipation. I am in no way sponsored by Milwaukee. You wouldn't think so by all the Milwaukee stuff I own. I bought this myself with my own money. Nice little carrying case here. Milwaukee embroidery. Nice raised embroidery. Both sides. Nice flat case. Let's open her up. Oh, what we got? We got our M12 charger here. Nice strong Velcro holders. This particular set comes with the charger, a 2.0 battery, here we have the M12 cable stapler. It's everything you can expect from a Milwaukee tool. Very strong. Feels really well made. No rattles. Also in here in the case comes with your instruction manual. To anybody who is a professional, we never read the instructions. Nice belt holder. You can switch it to either side depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed. Nice smooth slide, very springy. Once it's all the way out, it'll spring back. Very nice looking tool. It is quite heavy. I was expecting it to be a little lighter, being that this is a tool that you're going to probably be holding over your head quite a bit. Let's load her up with some staples. Here we have the Milwaukee cable stapler staples. These are the only staples they come in right now. They are 1 inch long by 3/4 wide. $600 to a box. They are about $17 a box. It says right there on the box, compatible only with M12 cable stapler. And as you can expect from anything made by Milwaukee, they are red. looks like a painted coating on the staple themselves with a plastic retainer. Okay, I'm not really a fan of that. If you don't have them loaded in there just flat, the ram will bind them. So there is a little bit of wiggle room on the ram. So if you are pushing awkwardly down on the ram, or I guess that would be up, it will bind the staples. That'll take some getting used to. It holds, looks like it would hold about 2 1/4 racks of staples. There looks to be about 22 staples per rack. So 44 staples. Does have a nice 2-finger trigger here. Pretty comfortable. I did expect it to be just a little lighter though. It is quite girthy. Let's go get the scale and see how much it weighs. Zeroer out, fully loaded. Let's go ahead and put the battery in it. Fully loaded with staples. We are coming in at 5 pounds. 5 pounds is a lot to be carrying around with you. The impact driver, I've got the Milwaukee 1-key impact driver that I use with me every day. It doesn't weigh half this much with a 5.0 battery in it. So we'll see how this works in the field. I was hoping that it would be something that I could carry with me and use for doing long runs, home runs, overhead lighting runs, things of that nature, to where it would be less fatigue than carrying a hammer and a pouch full of conventional staples. So we're going to be trying this out here in about a week on site. Got a job down in Lowry City, Missouri that we're going to be doing. It's a pretty good sized job. It does have a nice LED light in here. Seems very bright. I'll kick off this light so you can see just how bright it is. It does get obstructed by the staple head itself. But you can see that the way that they have it set, I don't know if you can see this in the camera or not, but it lights up your actual staple path. So when you line your wire into it, you know exactly where that head is going to hit. Very interesting. All right, let's head down to the garage and set up some experiments. One of the reasons I bought this particular tool was to speed up progress, stapling all my home runs down the panels. So we've set up a little experiment over here with a piece of plywood, real spongy, like what we encounter when we mount our panels to the plywood, usually on concrete. So I'm going to start out by, got a piece of 12-2 MC. Get that tacked up there the conventional way. Staple and hammer. See how long that takes. Then we're going to do one that I don't think that this particular gun is going to be capable of, but it is a wire that we commonly use. 8-2 Romex. And then we've got here a piece of 10-2 Romex. And we've got a piece of 12-2 Romex. And a piece of 14-3 Romex. And we'll sweeten the pot with a piece of number 4 bare copper. So what we've done here is we've set up a board to simulate a plywood backing that we mount our panels to when we mount them to concrete. What we've got here is some 12-2 MC, some 8-2 Romex, some 10-2 Romex, 12-2 Romex, some 14-3 Romex, and a piece of number 4 bare. So we're gonna get our brand new, never been fired Milwaukee cable stapler out here and see how it does. We'll start here with the number 4 bare. That did not sink very well at all. Very, very loose. Which makes it hard to get nice, tight, straight runs. Let's move on here to the 14-3. Same thing. Very, very loose. This is not a fully charged battery, as you can see. It's only got 2 bars, but even at 2 bars, I would think that it would definitely drive them staples. So, pushed a little harder on the gun there that time, thinking that maybe it was a tension thing, and it's not. The harder I push, the looser it is. Let's move here to the 12-2. Same thing, very, very loose. Very, very loose. 10-2. Well, it's definitely going to depend on the type of wood you're shooting in. A little softer part of the wood. It's still loose, but it went in. See if it'll do this 8.2, which it will. Pretty happy about that, actually. It is still really loose, but if anybody's ever driven a conventional staple into 6.2, they know that it doesn't work very well. So it's nice that we'll be able to get that with this particular tool. As far as the MC, seems like it does the best on MC, which is disappointing because in residential applications we don't use a lot of MC. That is a little tighter. Maybe the gun just needed a little bit of breaking in. Still loose. Yeah, it's very, very inconsistent with the depth that it drives the staples. It's a little disappointing. We're going to change gears here for a second. Clip these ends off. So now we're going to move on to what we most commonly encounter, and that's just your regular old conventional 2x4. So start here with some 14.3. Same as with the plywood, it just doesn't secure it. As you can see, it freely moves back and forth. But you don't want to ever damage the sheathing, but you want it to be tight. I feel like with this gun, it's going to take more staples to finish a project than with your conventional staples. 2, hit a knot, did not sink at all. Very loose. By code, you're required to put a staple every 4 feet. With this particular gun, I mean, these are 4, 5, 6 inches apart. I think that's going to create some drooping and some not so aesthetically pleasing results. Move on to the 10.2. It does get a little tighter with the 10.2. There is no way to set any kind of depth tension with this. It is very quick. That 10.2 is in there nice and tight. Just barely touching the sheathing. So it seems like the thicker the wire, the better it holds. Now, Downside to this is going to be, it is going to save time, that's for sure, but you are going to use a lot more product, a lot more staples. I don't think you're going to be able to do 2 staples on an 8-foot run with this. I think you're probably going to have to use a staple every foot, maybe 2 foot, which the inspectors will like that. Wallet won't. Like I said, these staples, you get a package of 600 for around $17. Unfortunately, the Home Depots, at least in my area here in Kansas City, do not carry them in stock, so they have to be ordered through the Home Depot app. Let's try the MC. For MC, you can't be disappointed. I mean, it's like they engineered this staple gun for MC. It's, I mean, perfect. You can't complain there. So if you're doing any big residential jobs with MC, I don't know a whole lot of people who do that, but I'm sure there's some states, some companies that prefer to use that. Try this last one. For bare copper, it's useless. So you're going to have to stick with conventional staples when you do bare copper. That's unfortunate, because those are some of the longest, most tedious runs to do in a house. Alright, well, that's my thoughts on the M12 Milwaukee cable stapler. We will be trying this on a whole house rewire, new construction here real soon, so stay posted for that video. Maybe out in the field, real world situations, it'll do a little better, but I don't know. I think it'll definitely save time, but I think it's going to cost more money. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.